Long ago, when the world was softer and the stars hung low enough to catch in a jar, there was a turtle named Myrtle. She wasn't like other turtles, with their sturdy shells and gentle plodding. Myrtle's shell was vast as a meadow, shimmering faintly under the moonlight, like dew on leaves at dawn. She lived alone in the endless ocean, drifting peacefully. But she wasn't lonely. Myrtle had a purpose. She carried wishes. Not just any wishes, only those whispered with kindness. Wishes born of selfishness or anger slid off her shell like water, but a wish wrapped in love or hope nestled into her shell's grooves, glowing softly like tiny fireflies. Myrtle felt a quiet joy in her work, knowing each wish carried the potential to brighten someone's world. One evening, as Myrtle glided beneath a sky splashed with stars, she heard a soft voice carried on the breeze. "I wish my garden could bloom again," it said, weary and wistful. The voice belonged to a young rabbit named Clara, who lived on a small, sun-scorched island. Her garden, once vibrant, had wilted under the harsh sun. Clara tended it tirelessly, watering the dry soil and whispering encouragement to every drooping leaf. But despite her efforts, the plants remained stubbornly lifeless. Clara's family relied on the garden for food, as did many islanders, and her heart ached for them all. Myrtle paddled toward the island, the waves rippling softly around her. She surfaced near the shore, her enormous eyes, warm and golden like the sun through honey, meeting Clara's startled gaze. "Oh!" Clara gasped, clutching a wilted carrot in her paws. But she wasn't afraid. There was something kind in the turtle's gaze, something ancient and reassuring. "Why do you weep, little one?" Myrtle asked, her voice as soothing as the tide. Clara hesitated, then poured out her troubles, her words tumbling like pebbles into a stream. Myrtle listened with infinite patience, nodding slowly as the young rabbit spoke of her family, her neighbors, and her wish for her garden to grow not for herself, but for everyone who needed it. "Kindness makes wishes strong," Myrtle said at last. "Climb onto my back, little rabbit. We shall visit the Star Glen." Clara's eyes widened. She had heard tales of the Star Glen, a hidden place where stars dipped into the ocean, leaving trails of silver light in the water. It was said that wishes planted there grew into miracles. With trembling paws, she climbed onto Myrtle's vast, shimmering shell, and they set off across the ocean. The journey was long. As they traveled, Myrtle shared stories of the sea, of playful dolphins and shimmering fish that darted like liquid sunlight. Clara, in turn, sang lilting songs about her island and the life she loved there. Each note carried a soft hope that seemed to mingle with the stars above. When they finally reached the Star Glen, Clara's breath caught in her throat. The water glowed faintly, each ripple a thread of silver. Stars hung low, so close they seemed to hum with quiet energy. The air smelled sweet and ancient, like the first rain after a long drought. Myrtle guided Clara to a small patch of soil at the edge of the glen. "Plant your wish here," she said, her voice low and reverent. "But remember, kindness is the key." Clara closed her eyes, thinking of her family, her neighbors, and the meals they shared. She imagined laughter around full plates and the joy of giving to others. With careful pause, she pressed an invisible seed of hope into the soil, patting it gently. As she stepped back, the ground shimmered faintly, and a soft warmth bloomed in her chest. The journey home felt quicker, the waves carrying them smoothly under the brightening sky. When Clara reached her island the next morning, she gasped in wonder. Her garden was alive, bursting with vibrant greens and plump vegetables that glistened with dew. But the miracle didn't stop there. Her neighbors' gardens, too, were flourishing, as if the kindness of her wish had spread through the soil itself. Clara didn't keep the bounty for herself. She shared it widely, her kindness rippling across the island like waves from a pebble dropped into a pond. As for Myrtle, she drifted back into the vast, quiet ocean, her shell glittering with new wishes. She carried them with care, her heart swelling with the joy of knowing that the world, no matter how vast, always had room for a little more kindness and a little more magic.